All right, the next exercise that I'm going to show you is the pelvic tilt. So with this exercise, you're going to be tightening up the rectus abdominalis. And basically with this exercise, it's a strengthening exercise. So we're going to hold it for, I'm going to have them hold it for a 5 count, and we're going to do 10 repetitions and 2 sets of that. So when you're doing this exercise, I always have the patient bend their knees so their feet are relaxed on the mat. And then typically they would just have their hands by their side, but since we're demonstrating so you have better visualization of her abdominal region when she's doing the pelvic tilt, I'm having her rest her arms up under the pillow. So the first thing you're going to instruct your patient to do is, what they want to do is tighten up the stomach muscles, and while they're doing that, you want to instruct them to kind of press their back flat against the mat. So you'll see right there as her pelvis kind of rotated, the back flattened out against the mat. You're going to count to 5, 4, 5, and relax. One way I like to kind of cue the patient is either I'll put a towel under their low back so they can kind of feel what they're pressing against, or sometimes you can use your hand and slide your hand under there and tell the patient, I want you to kind of squish my hand as you tighten your stomach muscles. You'll see that pelvis rotate. 3, 4, 5, and relax. Okay. When you're doing the pelvic tilt, this is tightening, as I said, the rectus abdominals up. So we're trying to strengthen those, but this is in conjunction with the pelvic tilt. What you can also do is kind of find or teach your patient how to find their neutral spine. So when you do the neutral spine, you should have 3 points of contact. You should have the head touching the mat, the scapula, and the sacrum. So your neutral spine is kind of in between the lordosis and flattening of the spine. So when you do that, the best way to find that is kind of tell your patient to kind of do a pelvic tilt. So I want you to do a pelvic tilt, nice and slow, flatten it out. Now, I want you to try to arch your back while keeping your buttocks and your shoulders on the mat. So you'll kind of see that pelvis kind of rotate back and forth. Go ahead and push your back flat, and then go ahead and bring it forward. Okay? So when you're finding neutral spine, what you want to tell your patient is find that position of comfort in between the extremes of that position. So go ahead and flatten it all the way out, and then back up. And now I want you to find that neutral position for me. Okay? And once they find that position, that's kind of that neutral position or neutral spine. And when they're in it, you should be able to slide your hand just slightly under the back and just get maybe a few fingers under there. But there shouldn't be a big gap, or it shouldn't be mashed down, or the back shouldn't be flat against the mat. Okay?